What if I told you that most businesses don't lose customers because of bad products, but because of bad communication? Hello, and welcome to Start CS, the podcast for startup founders, startup teams, professionals, and freelancers who want to develop stronger business strategies with a special focus on building relationships and communicating effectively with stakeholders. My name is Delia, and in today's episode, we are talking about something that touches every business, no matter the size, the industry, or your role. The way you communicate at those key moments where customer success and business strategy collide. I call these moments crossroads, and how you handle them can decide if your customers stick with you or quietly churn. These crossroads happen more often than you think. During the onboarding phase, in case you have some support tickets to handle, during renewal conversations, maybe upsell opportunities, during product feedback loops, and especially during those moments of crisis when things go wrong. At each of these points, communication is the real test. Do you show up with clarity, empathy, and honesty? Or do you default to excuses or baby silence? Now, here's the truth: products can be copied, prices can be matched, and features can be cloned. But the way you communicate with your customers is what sets you apart. Now, communication isn't just about being polite or answering emails quickly. It's about building trust, and trust is what keeps customers loyal. Now, let's break it down a bit by perspective. If you are an entrepreneur, you're actually selling yourself, not just a service or product. Communicate like a partner, not like a vendor. Share your thought process, be transparent about limitations, and invite your customers into the journey. Customers don't just buy from entrepreneurs, they buy into them. If you are a solopreneur, you wear every hat. Your time is limited. Clear communication in this case can help you set boundaries without losing trust. For example, sending a quick weekly update email can make customers feel cared for, even if you don't have hours to spend for a lot of calls. If you are a startup founder, customers are literally betting on your future. They know things will break, features will be missing. But if you communicate openly about the product roadmap, or maybe admit mistakes fast and show progress, they will definitely stay with you. What kills startups is usually silence. Communication builds early adopters into advocates. If you are a corporate professional, you're not often the decision maker, but you are the voice the customers hear. Here, in this case, communication is about translation, taking corporate language or internal complexity and delivering it in a way that's clear, human, and actionable. When you do that, customers see you as an ally, as an advisor, not as a barrier. Okay, now let's get a bit practical. Here are some ways you can step up your communication game, no matter where you sit. 1. Clarity beats cleverness. Don't just try to impress with long explanations. Usually, a clear, simple message builds confidence. And if you are a corporate professional, clarity means that you translate complexity into outcomes. In case you are a solopreneur, clarity means telling your customers exactly what is included and what's not included into the services you can handle. 2. Empathy first, solution second. Now, when something goes wrong, customers don't just want answers and solutions immediately. They want to feel understood, they want to feel listened to, and they want to feel cared for. So, for entrepreneurs and startup founders, showing empathy turns a complaint into a collaboration. For freelancers, it protects your reputation even if you cannot fix everything immediately. 3. Transparency creates loyalty. Say what you can do, but also admit what you cannot do. Customers value honesty far more than empty promises. For startups, transparency about your product roadmap builds trust. For corporates, transparency about internal processes builds credibility. 4. Consistency matters. And it's not about one heroic email. It's about steady, reliable communication. Entrepreneurs can do this with short, regular check-ins, solopreneurs with weekly summaries, startups with public updates, and corporate teams with structured feedback loops. And 5, communication is a loop, not just one-way street. Ask questions, invite feedback, and then close the loop. When you show customers that their voice influences your action, you create long-term advocates. So here's the big idea. I used to say that customer success isn't just a department, it's a mindset. And during these crossroads, when we talk about onboarding, support, renewals, upsells, feedback loops, and even those moments of crisis, communication is the tool that decides if customers see you as a partner or just another vendor. So the challenge for this week is for you to look at one customer interaction on your calendar and ask yourself, how can I communicate differently here? Can I be clearer, more proactive, more transparent? Try one of these and watch the difference it makes. Thank you so much for listening to the 5th episode of Start CS. In case this episode sparked an idea for you, maybe you can share it with someone who could use it. And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the 6th episode, where we will talk about measuring customer success with the right KPIs without getting lost in vanity metrics. Until then, keep learning, keep experimenting, and most importantly, keep your customers successful, because this is exactly what will make you successful as well.